What's up, Capricorn? Welcome to your read for November. This is going to be a general reading, so remember that it's not going to resonate with all of you guys, so definitely check out your other placements, but hopefully you are able to pick up something within this message, okay? So we are in November. We are in Scorpio season, which means we are in the season of death and transformation, right? It's 8th house energy, so it's very much that deep-rooted underworld stuff, right? There's a lot of transformations that can take place within Scorpio season. A lot around joint finances if you are in a relationship with someone, which is actually really cool because we are going to be having Venus go into Capricorn this month, actually on the 5th. So there's a lot of maturity stepping up into relationships in general, or just the way that we approach things, okay? So for you guys personally, this means that we are in your 11th house, which I love 11th house time because it's a very social time. It's a very fun time. You know, it's what's connected to that Aquarius energy of your community and your friends and your social causes and your goals and all that. So there's a lot of that that's popping up for you guys this month, okay? So we will be having a new moon on the 4th of November. We will be having Venus go into your sign on the 5th, the very next day. So like I said, yes, a lot of maturity in relationships. I think it's a time where we are really looking at what we are in for the long haul, right? And for the long run. And even just in terms of relationships and the ability to build relationships, it's really good in the sense of work, right? Building those really good relationships, people looking at you in a different light, stepping up in that way, right? Because Capricorn is connected to that 10th house energy. So you can really use that energy and that influence in terms of getting yourself raises or, you know, just being noticed a little bit more in terms of your work situation, workspace. Along with that, we will be having a full moon, which is going to be a lunar eclipse in Taurus. So it's going to be big. You know, it's going to be connected to your 5th house. So a lot, again, to do with kind of like the social things, right? This is what is connected to that Leo energy. So your creativity, children, romance. So there's a lot that could be shifting in terms of your romance, in terms of your creativity, how you use that maybe for work or maybe, you know, in your own personal things, your personal power. It's a really good time for you, and it's a really powerful time for you. And I feel like it's a really big time for you, Capricorn, because you got mostly major arcanas, right? Now, you got the Emperor card, which is sitting at the bottom of the deck, unseen energy, which I love to see because especially if you've been feeling a little bit lost, if you've been feeling a little bit out of control in terms of certain circumstances, this is great in terms of like bringing that power back to you, right? You know, Aries energy is connected to the Emperor. It's very much the authority, the boss, you know, it's the law. Everything stops at the Emperor, whatever the Emperor says. And so for you Capricorns who may have been feeling a little bit lost, maybe even in your relationships and your friendships, I say, just whatever you consider your communities, especially because we're dealing with that 11th house energy this month. This is you guys stepping up and like, let's see if there's some things that you have concerns about, maybe you haven't wanted to bring to the table. This could open up some communications in terms of that as well. Now, you guys start off with the 2 of air, which is the 2 of swords, moon in Libra, and you have the star card. So, you know, when we see the 2 of swords, there is this kind of fork in the road energy. But the thing with the 2 of swords is, or what makes it difficult is, number one, we're stuck, right? There's this fork in the road, but we've lost our ability to see. Look at how in this card, she's blindfolded. And in the original depictions, she's got she's holding 2 swords, right? Like kind of crossing her heart. So not only is your vision blocked, also your heart is blocked. Maybe your heart's not open. But it's interesting because in this deck, we've got 2 moons, which we know moons are connected to mystery. And there's a lot of unknown whenever we get moons, right? the moon always indicates that there's like a missing piece of the puzzle, or maybe that we need to get more information. And maybe that's why you guys have been stalling on a certain situation. Now it's interesting because you got the star that's crossing it, which I do love. So if there's been something that you've been a little bit confused on or kind of stalling in terms of making a move on, this may be the month that this happens, which is really, really great. You know, last month we had so many planets that were retrograde going back direct. So basically, like from May, things have been a little bit sludgy. You know, our ability to move and do hasn't been so great. And so things have really opened up this time. Also, Mars moved into Scorpio, which is another jolt of good energy for us because Mars was in Libra, which is its detriment. So, you know, you're going to feel a lot more power here. And I do love that, especially because you got that Emperor card, which it's connected to Mars, right? But the fact that we or not we, I'm not a Capricorn, but you know what I'm saying. The fact that you guys are getting the star card clarifying here. And again, I said this is a month for you guys that's connected to your 11th house, which is connected to that Aquarius energy. This is really good luck. So, you know, this is wish fulfillment. I think there's a big thing for you guys this month of not being scared to say the things that need to be said. And I think there's almost this fear because, again, we're working with not really knowing the outcomes. And I think it's human nature, and especially for you earth signs, it's your nature to not want to do things or not want to rock the boat or shift things unless you know what the outcome is going to be. But it feels like this is something that you don't know. Now, this could be because this could be a life-changing thing of like maybe you guys are at this time experiencing something you've never experienced, right? Ooh, Libra card with the Justice. This could have to do with your relationships. Again, this could have to do with a certain commitment or, you know, dropping a certain commitment. Now, again, we are in that death transformation season. So don't be surprised if you see a lot of things that need to fall apart kind of fall apart. That's kind of what that death energy brings, right? Like even if we think about the death card, there is no surprise in what's ending. It's almost like these are things that we've seen coming. It's just now it's inevitable. But the great thing about that energy is with old things, it frees up space for new things to be born, right? Life is a cycle of death and rebirth. It just is. And so there's nothing to feel sad about, but there's certain decisions that need to be made. This could have to do with some legal matters for you guys. If it is, I do see things going your way. There may be a fight, right? There may be a fight. Not saying things are going to be easy, but I do think that things are going to be favorable for you with that Justice card and that Star card. Absolutely. Because Star card is wish fulfillment. It is things coming true. It is hope and healing. There's a lot of beauty that comes with it. Also, in order to get this, it may require you guys to be a little bit vulnerable because the Star card does talk about vulnerability, right? In the original depictions, you got this woman who's like at the lake or whatever she's sitting at, the body of water, right? And she's naked, and that naked energy kind of represents a vulnerability, right? It takes a very vulnerable person or a person who's in a very vulnerable state to just be naked and be seen and be, you know, free like that in front of someone. So this is no different. Now, there is the soulmate energy, also this nostalgic energy, also this kid energy, family energy, balance energy. What I will say is whatever this is that you guys have been thinking about sitting on, and now you come to the place that a decision needs to be made or something needs to be moved on it, it does feel favorable for you. It does feel like things will balance out, right? And again, this could have to do with kids, especially because you will have that 5th house energy with the full moon that's coming. But I would say just whatever decisions you guys have been wanting to make, things can be favorable. Like I said, it's just, I do think it's gonna, I don't want to say you have to be assertive, but you're gonna have to really stand up for yourself and stand your ground on what you say. Right? Now, in the past, and this could be the recent past or far past, it doesn't matter, but this is what's influencing. We've got the Virgo card with the Hermit. So maybe some of you guys have dealt with a Virgo. Maybe there's a Virgo energy that's really important to what's playing out here. Sure. But this also does talk about independence and being alone, right? Whenever we get the Hermit card, this is someone who's super wise. This is someone who finds their wisdom and finds their answers in their solitude, right? They don't go off to be alone to feel sorry for themselves and to, create more drama. It's more to silence the world and get clear on what it is that they want from themselves. Now, some of you guys have been spending a lot of time by yourself, and you've been finding that it's been actually quite great. You've got the Leo card here with that sun energy. Now, it's interesting because there might even be some things that are coming to you this month that, because I can't help but think about the sun. Whenever we talk about the sun, we're talking about something being exposed. It can be about truth. It can be about things coming to you, which the moon is a quite opposite energy. And remember, there's two moons that they're sitting here holding in that Two of Swords card. So it's almost like, and remember I said the moon can be mysterious, and it's almost like that missing puzzle piece. It could be that you guys have been stalling on making a decision because you almost needed some more clarity. I do feel like there's some clarity that's going to find you from the past, or maybe you guys have already gotten some clarity on something, which is why you're able to get to this place where you're moving forward and making a decision. Also, things in your relationships might come up, right? This is a great time, like I said, with that fifth house energy that's going to be working with you the end of the month. If things are getting dull, if things are getting a little bit stuck, spruce it up, try something new. I do see that there's a lot of major arcana here, so it feels like there's been some major shifts. While they're good in the long run, it can still be overwhelming, and maybe, in terms of communication, maybe you and your partner aren't communicating as well if this is that. But I do feel like you guys are going to be able to successfully move forward. I do feel like if you've been spending a lot of time alone, it's been doing you well. Some of you guys have even been going to see professionals, people that you can talk to. Maybe some of you guys have even discovered that you want to go in that line of work of helping people. But I do think that this is going to be a good thing for you. Like I said, it may not be the easiest of battles. You might have some times where you have friction or contrast to what it is that you feel that you want. But all that does is kind of really hone in what it is that you do want, right? With that Seven of Fire. So Seven of Fire is that Seven of Wands, and it is about sticking up for yourself. It is about being very solid in how you feel. I mean, look at this dog is not letting the intruder into the gate, right? Like, he's serious. He's showing up for himself. It doesn't matter. It's that Mars and Leo energy. So yeah, I feel like you guys can have whatever it is that you want, but there might, it's not something that I think will come the easiest to you. You may have to effort it a little bit. Now, you've got the King of Wands, which is clarifying it, which I love. The King of Wands is about action, right? So this isn't a time, and I feel like this is coming up more in Sagittarius season, which is actually kind of perfect. Because Sagittarius is fire energy, right? So that is that fire season. You're just going to be really inspired to get up and go and do. So whatever it is that you want, this isn't something that you can kind of just sit back and like kick your feet up and expect other people to do it for you. That's what I will say. This is something that you're going to have to take an active role in, which is fine. I feel like you can totally get what you want, but you're going to have to take an active role in it. Now, you got the Temperance card, which is Sagittarius energy. And this is a lot about patience, right? A lot about going with the flow. In this card, you've got the two people with the two cups, and in the middle it says, and breathe, right? We get little reminders with that Temperance card that you're not in charge. You can't control time. Not that it's real anyways, but you can't control time, and everything happens in divine timing, right? So understanding that things happen not by coincidence, in divine timing and for divine reasons, and being patient with yourself and universe. There's certain things that need to go. There's certain things that are dying off. Like I said, this could be huge transformations in your relationships, but also in your friendships, in your communities, maybe even some of you guys connected to like religion and what it is that you believe. There's things that I feel like you guys have been experiencing the last couple months that show you a little bit more where you actually are aligned. So you might find that in some ways you are separating from certain things or certain people, but it's to get closer to the things that are actually more lined up for you in this space that you're in right now. And that's fine, right? Now, you also got Wheel of Fortune, which is beautiful. That is a Jupiter card. Jupiter is expansive. It's, it's the planet of luck. It's things getting bigger and bolder and more beautiful. And we talk about Wheel of Fortune, that's about things moving forward. Now, it's not like things, Wheel of Fortune doesn't move forward super fast. It's not, it's not going, but it's a nice steady, it's a nice steady pace. Now you've got okay, so interesting. You got the Temperance twice. So be patient. I almost want to say let go of control issues surrounding this thing, right? Because I just feel like, skipping ahead a little bit, these are the last two cards. I'm going to just introduce them to you. You got the Death card and the King of Pentacles, right? Or King of Earth. So you got the Death card twice. Be patient with the process of everything that's going on right now. Now, of course, I want you guys to be very, if you can, be very definitive and very clear, in deciding what it is that you want, but be patient with the process and how it plays out. Because it does feel like there may be some things. I feel like you guys are going to get the outcome. This is how the best way I could say it. I feel like you're coming into the outcome that it is that you want, but it may happen differently from how you imagined it. So don't get impatient with the process. Don't get frustrated if things are starting to look funny. You might just find that everything, actually works out better. Example, and this is like a small, stupid one, but it still applies, and this is what made me think of it. So maybe this is why this happened today. I've been really trying to be deliberate about segment intending before everything before each segment, right? If you guys watch Abraham Hicks videos, you are familiar with what I'm talking about with segment intending. It's basically going into a new segment intending, with the intention of how you want things to go. So I walk 4 miles every day in the morning after I drop my son off at school. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, I go to the gym. Now, I was already tired after the 4-mile walk today. And I was like, no, I'm going to go to the gym and let me do my segment intending now. I'm going to have so much fun. I'm going to, get such a good workout. I'm going to feel really accomplished. I'm going to, feel like I really got it in. I'm going to have all the energy. So I'm saying all these things, right? And I just really had every intention to go in there, do my Stairmaster, do a few butt day. It's butt day, okay? And so I go in there. I go to the gym. My mom happens to be there. She's waiting for the dance class to start. And she's like, no, why don't you come to this dance class with me? Anyways, long story short, I go to the dance class with my mother and I had the best time. I sweated my ass off. I felt really, really good. Everything that I wanted happened, but it happened completely different from how I thought it was going to happen because I had no intention of taking a dance class and I did not know that my mother was going to be at the gym when I was at the gym. So beautiful things like that, right? The beautiful unfoldings like that. So be patient with how things are because you just don't know how it's going to work out. Now, there is this Death card coming up twice. So you got Death card twice, you got Temperance card twice. Both major arcana, both important. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with the process. There are things shifting. There are things dying out so that old, new things can come in. And that's a really good thing for you, Capricorn. So be patient with yourself. King of Earth, love it. This is your energy, right? So this is feeling strong in your energy. This is feeling good. This is feeling secure. This is feeling stable. King of Pentacles is like the husband and dad that everybody wants because you can trust him. He's loving, he's down to earth. He provides a secure environment, right? So if you guys have been feeling a little bit out of sorts and a little bit out of whack, I do think that things are going to be coming to you. It's just going to take a little bit of patience. There's something that you guys need to get clear on this month though. That maybe, again, you'll get more information about it, which will help you feel like you can decide a little bit more, right? And then when Venus goes into your sign, Capricorn, you guys will be feeling really empowered in terms of your relationships in order to do things that you want to do. Now, we are in that Scorpio season, so, it's interesting, High Priestess and the Two of Swords that's coming up here. This battle between your mind and your heart, you're going to have to really trust your intuition too. This isn't something that you can this is something that it matters how it makes you feel, whatever this situation is to you, right? Because it's general. it matters how it makes you feel. Does it make you feel good, or does it make you feel Four of Cups-ish, right? That's what you guys have to decide. Now you guys got, I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. Beautiful. I love that it's saying perceive this fear, right? Because I do think that that is where this Two of Swords kind of stems from, that not moving, that being stagnant, not making a decision. It's the fear. It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of everything. So I do feel like that's what has been slowing up movement for you guys. So I'd love to see this. And even the Teacher of Love, that made me think of the Hermit card, because he is, you know, it's a wise teacher. It's someone who's, you know, who knows the things. And so I love to see this. Now you've also got dreams of abundance, which says, as you sleep, God, your angels, and your higher self are giving you divinely guided ideas, answers, and solutions. Be sure to record your dreams in a journal because they contain valuable insights that will help you manifest your desires into reality. Beautiful. And then very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So if you're single, this is about getting very clear on what it is that you want so that it comes to you now. Now we are in 11th house, and I do love especially making that, you know, my new moon intentions, setting my new moon intentions when I'm doing it in my 11th house. I don't know if it's like the 11/11 doors opening thing, but I love that. So I would definitely get out a pen and a pad, you know, write some new moon intentions, things that you want to see happening within the next 6 months, right? But also, even if you are in a relationship, you know, decide what it is that you want. If you're having a moment where you're a little bit stagnant with your partner, things are a little bit different or odd, it may just be because they're a little bit confused on where you are right now. So being very clear and maybe communicating that to your partner, that will make things a lot easier. And even in your relationships, your friendships, right? Because again, a lot of emphasis on your community and your close quarters right now. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope that this is helpful, Capricorn. I love you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.